Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Vaj back with a brand new video. Today, I really want to talk about the importance of realizing and accepting that in fitness, there is no finish line. And so, what do I mean by that? So, here's the thing, you see it all the time, right? In the media and TV and social media, all over, right? Dr. Oz, whatever it is, these quick fixes, detoxes, fad diets, things that promise you quick results, right? But they don't talk about what comes after that. Or they don't talk about how to get through those poor habits you have. No, I think that is one of the biggest things. One of the biggest things is that when you try a quick fix, when you do a 14-day thing or a 30-day challenge and it's restrictive and you cut out all your favorite foods, and it's not really solving anything. You're not really solving anything. Yes, you're losing a few pounds. That's great. But what comes after that? What comes after a 30-day challenge, right? You didn't really get rid of your poor habits. You didn't replace them with healthier ones. So what happens is you're kind of the same person. All you really did was you restricted yourself a lot. And that's why it's super important for you to kind of take this a bit slower. I know that's not sexy. It's not glamorous to say that, but this stuff takes time. And let's say that you do lose 20, 30 pounds in the next year. Are you going to be upset that it took you a whole year to do it? Or however long it took? Right? Because that's what happened with me on my journey when I first started out. You know, a quick background. I was really, really overweight and I wanted to lose weight super quickly. And I did all the restrictive things. I did low calories, low carb, low fat, all these low, right? All these things that were not fun. I was trying to find that quick fix, and it took me a really long time to come to the conclusion and realize, like, hey, there is no quick fix to this. This stuff is gonna take time. This stuff is hard, right? Especially the part where you have to go through shifting from poor habits to healthy habits to good habits. Like, that part is really tough, and that's the part that is not really easy to sell, right? I mean, it doesn't sell. Like, hey, stay in a calorie deficit for a long period of time and stay consistent and eat nutritious foods and have some other foods in moderation. Like, these things are what you should be doing and exercising, but it's not flashy. It's not going to grab your, it's not going to be on a headline or anything like that. That's just the fact of the matter. And that's really the biggest thing you have to learn. Right? The biggest thing I learned, and what you need to learn, is that there's no finish line to this. Because ultimately, if you're taking on this new leap, right, this courageous leap of prioritizing your health, your fitness, actually finally going for your goals, proud of you, great job there. If you do this, you have to accept that there's no finish line. Because if you give yourself a strict deadline, like in 2 months, I gotta be a size 8 or whatever it may be, I gotta lose 20 pounds in 20, at this time, and if I don't, I'm a failure. No, that's not how it works. And it's important that you give yourself enough time. You set some realistic expectations. And of course, you can set some far-fetched goals for yourself. I want you to do that because you're capable of doing some amazing things. But what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to think that you have to be perfect with this. I don't want you to think that you have to be seeing results super quickly, because at the end of the day, it's super important that you have a plan for after you lose the weight, right? Because if you're watching this, maybe you're someone who's tried losing weight before and you did, and then the weight kind of crept back up and you gained some of it back. And ultimately, what I found is that the reason why this happens, the reason why people kind of rebound and gain weight again, is because they didn't really go through the hard stuff. Of course, it's hard to lose weight and be in a calorie deficit, of course, but like the mindset stuff, right? The things like asking yourself or reflecting on why you're overeating, right? Why are you bored of eating, emotional eating? Why are you not hitting workouts or making excuses, things like that? The more the mindset stuff, you got to ask yourself why you're doing those things and reflect on it. And it's tough to do that, right? You can restrict all you want. You can restrict all your favorite foods. You can do all the cardio you want, but if you don't change those poor habits into healthy ones, what's going to happen is, cool, you're going to lose the weight, but you're not going to have a plan for the after, right? For the after you lose the weight. And that's super important. And that's how you prevent that rebound. And that's how you keep these results long term, is you establish those healthy habits, and that takes time. I promise you, you are not going to get rid of your old poor habits and replace them with healthy ones. You're not going to do that overnight. You're not going to do that in 14 days, 30 days. This stuff takes time, especially if you are someone who has been chronically dieting for years and decades, or has been yo-yo dieting, right? This stuff is going to take a lot longer than a few weeks. So it's important to give yourself enough time, and don't even set like a deadline. Just say like, hey, I'm going to do this, and hey, if it takes more time than my friend Jenny, it takes more time, right? We're not worried about anyone else. We're worried about you, right? You should be worried about yourself in your journey, because you're on a different chapter of your journey than someone else. So it's really important. At the end of the day, if you are getting into fitness, if you are someone who wants to try again or trying for the first time, hey, accept and remember that there's no finish line to this. Because ultimately, I would think you would want to lead a healthy lifestyle for the rest of your life, and not just for a few months and then go back to your old habits. Because that's how you rebound, and that's how you gain the weight back, and that's how you get frustrated. And I don't want you to get frustrated, all right? So most important thing from this lesson I want you to recognize is this stuff takes time. I know, not glamorous, not sexy, probably not what you wanted to hear, but that's okay, because, hey, if you want to keep the weight off and keep your results and lead a healthy lifestyle, you got to just accept that it's going to take some time. But if you see the results in a few months or a year or whatever it may be, you're not going to be upset that it took you that long. You're not. All right? Keep